So welcome back to the channel, everybody. In today's video, we got a traditional vlog style coming at you. Another cool task to knock out this week, couple errands to run, pick up some supplies for this task. We felt, let's go ahead and see if we can get you some answers to some questions that might be on the top of your mind. So if you was ever curious and wanted to learn a little bit more about the club fitting industry or how you potentially become a club fitter yourself, then today is a great day because we're going to share some tips and tricks that we learned along the way that can potentially help you make light work of the task. So without further ado, let's jump in the truck, go pick up some of those supplies. So our first stop is a trip to Lowe's in order to pick up the supplies we need for this special task, but I also want to welcome any new viewers that's out there. Each and every single week, we're sharing new content and just helping you understand what are we doing in order to help our customers take their game to another level by putting the right clubs in their hands or, making some changes or tweaks to their existing clubs through the art of club building, or potentially just helping you understand, how one product compares to that of another, so that way you can make light work of that research. So if any of that sounds interesting, then consider hitting that subscribe button. So you might ask, why do I get all my supplies at Lowe's? Well, one, they have a great military program. So for anybody that is a veteran, you get 10% off of your entire order, but you also get special parking. So now that we're loaded up, it's back to the studio to knock out this project before it gets dark. But let's go ahead and share one of those first tips. And one of the first pieces of advice that I'll share with anybody that's thinking about becoming a club fitter is, be prepared for the journey, right? Lace up your shoes. It's not a race. It's definitely a marathon. And the only way to truly get to your destination is through experience, right? It's, it's practical. You have to roll up your sleeves and you got to really do it day in and day out, because what I can share with you over the last 6 years that I've been doing this is that there isn't a day that I will not learn something new. There's not a day that I won't understand how to build or fit golf clubs to accommodate a specific swing type, help a customer overcome a disability, maybe they have a limitation, right? And, just being able to overcome those type of situations and know that tomorrow is a different day is something that's rewarding and it's refreshing because it never gets stagnant. So definitely on one hand, I'll tell you, be prepared for the journey, pack a bag. But the other thing is just, if you like troubleshooting, you like helping people solve problems and find the right solutions, then you know what, this is a great path to go down, and it's a rewarding path. And this next one is something that I really can't overemphasize, and that is make sure you have a good understanding of the basic ball flight laws. And more importantly, understand the 5 key variables that could potentially determine and dictate where a golf ball ends up, right? And of course, I'm talking about club path, face to path, your angle of attack, the speed at which the club is traveling, and then lastly, your strike point, right? These 5 key variables is something that a club fitter can influence and change during a fitting session. But the key thing is we have to have a good understanding of what those ball flight laws, and more importantly, why that golf ball is doing what it's doing once it leaves the club face, so that way we make the changes to influence that specific variable that's actually the culprit. So having a good understanding can definitely be the difference maker to help you get to the final solution a lot quicker. And there's several videos out on YouTube could potentially help you, understand these a little bit better if you're just a little, unfamiliar with it. Anything by Andrew Rice is really, really good. He's got a really good one. It's a little older, but it still just rings true to this day. Talking about the royalty of ball flight, talking about the king and the queen. That's a really, really good video. There's another couple videos out there, one by this guy named, Joseph Mayo. You know, he's also known as like the TrackMan Maestro. He does some really good stuff out there as well, helping you understand this. Golf Tech actually just released a video like 8 months ago, you know, and it's actually more of just kind of like a PowerPoint overlay type of thing, but that one actually does a pretty damn good job as well. So guys, definitely check those out. And then if you want to take ball flight laws to another level, right? You know, not that you have to, but definitely it can help you deepen your skills. Understanding D plane and what that does and how it can potentially influence the shot outcome is another important aspect. And there's none better out on YouTube than a video done by James Letts. So definitely, you know, I'll put links in the description below to all of these recommendations, and just feel free to go give them a watch after you get done watching this one. Well, I just realized that I never shared with you guys what we're doing this week. So this week's task is we're building a new computer workstation area for my son, who not only builds our golf clubs for us, but he's actually our content creator. So he's the guy in the mastermind that actually makes me look good and pieces all these videos together. So definitely this is all for him. We're going to build a nice little area in the office, decked out with a brand new high-speed, you know, power workhorse for a computer. Like, I don't even know what that means, but literally this thing is supposed to make light work of all his video editing. So let's get back to it. So as you can see, we ran out of daylight and we're back inside now. And the good news is we're pretty much done with all the dirty work. Literally, the only thing we have left to do is drill out a couple holes, put a couple coats of polyurethane on these tops, and this thing is ready to put together. Now, this really leads me into the very next tip, and that is, you might be asking yourself, how does building a computer desk really relate to that of club fitting? Well, here's how it relates, and that is, in order for me to learn this craft, right, to learn this skill, I had to hitch my wagon to somebody that knew more about woodworking than I did. And for me, I was blessed and fortunate that my grandfather was that source of information, right? I mean, that's where I get my Bob Vila thumb from. But, you know, club fitting is no different, right? It's a skill, it's a craft, and if you truly want to take your knowledge to another level, then consider hitching your wagon to somebody that knows more about club fitting than you do. And one of the best ways to do that is through an apprentice program. And contrary to popular belief, becoming an apprentice is a lot easier than what you might think. So consider reaching out to your local club fitter or builder for that matter to see if they have an apprentice program already. I mean, and some of these are paid gigs and some of them are not. And what I will share with you is, even if it's not a paid gig and volunteering your time, you know, what you will learn and the lessons that you walk away with from those opportunities will definitely far surpass any monetary commit that you would receive in return. Even if it meant just sitting behind the desk, booking appointments, maybe starting out in the shipping receiving department, doing inventory, or better yet, working in the build shop, learning how to build golf clubs from start to finish. Because I can promise you, learning how to do any one of those tasks will only make you a better club fitter in the long run, and by hitching your wagon to somebody that's smarter than you can definitely be your quickest pathway to make light work of it. So definitely, you just might be surprised at what your response is, and I'm a firm believer you never get what you don't ask for. So I have one last tip I want to share with everybody, but before doing so, I want to do a quick recap just to make sure you're still with us. The first tip we talked about was be prepared. It's not going to happen overnight. Give yourself some time, have a little bit of patience, and I promise you, you won't be disappointed because this is a journey, and the journey you're about to embark on is a great one, right? The second tip is make sure you have a good understanding of the ball flight rules, and if you can understand what the ball's doing once it leaves the club face, I can promise you, you will know how to manipulate that ball flight to move it in the other direction. And then the third tip was hitch your wagon to somebody that's smarter than you so that way you can take your skills to a whole new level. With the fourth and final tip is how do you confirm? How do you verify? Well, there is an excellent resource that's available to you and it's at no charge. It's called TrackMan University, and it's a great resource to not only test your skills and your knowledge, but it's a great resource to beef up in maybe some areas that you might be a little weak. And one of the best ways to do so is to leverage this resource. So visit TrackMan University, create a free account to see where your skills and knowledge is currently at. So guys, we truly hope you found value in this information we shared with you today. And more importantly, we hope you liked this vlog style approach. And if you did, do us a favor, smash that thumbs up and just let us know if you have any questions or comments in the remarks below. So guys, until next week when we bring you another video, I do want to take a quick second to wish everybody a happy and safe holiday. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you for all your support. And I just wish you and your family nothing but the best. So thanks again.